Hi, my name's Erin Moore, and this is my persuasive speech. These are my note cards. Okay. Picture this. You wake up to your alarm blaring at 6 a.m. every morning for weightlifting. You're a full-time student, you have 2 essays due tonight, and an exam tomorrow. You practice twice a day, and that doesn't include the mandatory meeting your coach called, or the film you have to review from yesterday's game. You're physically exhausted. You took a hard hit in the second half yesterday. You're mentally exhausted from the stress of being a Division I college athlete and the stress of being a college student. So imagine putting all of those blood, sweat, and tears into your college athletics program that grosses millions of dollars every year and not receiving a single dime for your hard work. Today, I want to talk to you about why college athletes should be paid and how it would benefit them both now and post-college. For many years, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, or the NCAA, has prohibited student athletes from making money off of their name, likeness, or image. So in 2019, they did change this rule, but it's not being implemented anywhere. The only state that is currently paying college athletes is California. So this has to have action taken on it, and it needs support so it can follow through and their athletes can be paid. According to an article written by Business Insider titled "Between the difference of how much money schools make off college sports is jarring," in 2016, the NCAA Division I schools grossed a total of $9.15 billion over the year, and the top university made $192.6 million, with the top athlete making $0 and receiving 0% of that profit. So the college sports is one of the main university's popularity draw-ins. It's what gets alumni interested, students interested, prospective students interested. They want to be a part of a Division I school with a good program, and that is what the college athletes are bringing, and so they should be compensated for that asset. So the 2 major reasons that college athletes should be paid is because NCAA rules prohibit athletes from working, so provide an income from students and decrease debt after college, and they should receive compensation for being one of the school's main sources of revenue, popularity, and likeness. So the amount of money schools make versus the monetary opportunity stolen are not equal, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. College athletes are prohibited from receiving income through other outlets such as working. So it leaves a lot of athletes with expenses during college, debt after college, and even a decreased graduation rate. They talk about this a lot in the book "Should College Athletes Be Paid" by Jeff Griffin. And there's a lot of testimonials about students who can't pay for things their scholarships don't cover, such as food, clothing, and other external costs. And this is also shown in an article from the University of Notre Dame by Lee Goldman, with 58% of college athletes saying that the money they receive is inadequate to live off of and thrive off of in college. And they also don't think they're receiving the education they were promised because athletics is taking such a priority in their life. Several students even reported leaving college with more debt than they came in with, even on a full scholarship that they say is paying for their tuition. And now that we've looked at the impact of students unable to receive the compensation, let's look at why they should receive it. So, as we talked about before, sports such as football and basketball are often a school's big source of income, popularity, and a big draw-in just in general. And student athletes deserve compensation for the revenue they're bringing in, as well as the time and energy that they're providing to bring that revenue in. In an article written by from Carnegie Mellon in 2015, as a quote I really liked, it said, "If these students athletes are generating a tremendous amount of revenue, they should be entitled to share what they're producing." And this goes a lot with the time that they're putting into these sports. In an article written from the NCAA.org, they posted statistics that said the average student athlete commits about 40 hours a week to their sport and 7 hours a day to their sport. That's the equivalent to being a full-time working person. So it's like, would you sign up for a job where you're bringing in money, you're bringing in millions of dollars, you're working 7 days a week, 7 hours a day, 40 hours a week, and you're receiving no compensation? So they need to be compensated appropriately for that. And with that, they're also committing their bodies to the university, and some of them even give their lives. So for high-stakes sports, such as basketball and football, one hard hit can end their professional career post-college, as well as if they wanted to just go to a regular career in like civil workforce in general. It could end that career for them, and that is a risk they're taking and a compensation that should be made for the risk they're taking and the sacrifice they're making with their bodies for the university. And I know what a lot of people are going to say against this. They're going to say they're getting paid through scholarships, they're getting paid through grants, opportunity, which is true. I'm not arguing that that's not something that is not a blessing they're given, it's not something they're given, but that's not true for all of the Division I college athletes. Students who are walk-ons, students who are late recruits, often do not have the same monetary compensation in regards to education like those other students do. And it's not just about the sophomore in high schools that they're recruiting who are starters, it's about everyone who makes a contribution to the team and makes a contribution to the program in general. And that is who this is for. This is for everyone who commits themselves. And so in conclusion, college athletes deserve to have their hard work and dedication rewarded. They sacrifice their bodies, their minds, and oftentimes their education in order to bring their school success. And this should be kept in mind for all students. Those who don't have access to extra income, those who don't have access to just lots of things and aren't rewarded those scholarships, who have dedicated 40 hours plus a week for essentially nothing. And if I'm to leave you with one thing, especially for Vols in general, we always say Vols help Vols, and this is a very simple way, something simple and easy to support to help your fellow Vols who are committing to our university.